Welcome to our guide on planting cherry seeds. This video is designed to take you through the process of growing cherry trees from seeds, providing a practical approach for gardeners at all levels. Cherries are valued both for their fruit and ornamental beauty, making them a popular choice for home gardens. Here you'll find step-by-step instructions and essential tips to help ensure your success in growing cherry trees. We'll cover everything from seed selection to planting and care, setting you on the path to enjoying your own cherry harvest. Cherries, known scientifically as prunus, are a diverse group of fruit trees. The two main types are sweet cherries, Prunus avium, and sour cherries, Prunus cerasus. Sweet cherries, often enjoyed fresh, thrive in regions with mild, dry summers, whereas sour cherries, commonly used in cooking and baking, are more adaptable to varied climates and often hardier in colder environments. Among these two categories, numerous varieties exist, each with its unique flavor, size, and growth habit. When considering growing cherries from seed, it's important to understand that cherries are not true to seed. This means the tree that grows from a seed will not produce fruit identical to the parent. For those aiming for specific cherry varieties, grafting is a common practice. However, growing cherries from seed can be a rewarding experiment, especially for those interested in discovering new varieties or simply enjoying the process. Another critical factor in cherry cultivation is pollination. While some cherry varieties are self-pollinating, many require cross-pollination to bear fruit. This necessitates planting two or more compatible varieties in proximity. For those with limited space, choosing a self-pollinating variety or grafting multiple varieties onto a single rootstock could be effective solutions. Cherry trees also have specific soil and sunlight requirements. They prefer well-drained, fertile soil and require a location with full sunlight for optimal growth and fruit production. Considering these requirements is crucial when planning where to plant your cherry seeds. Selecting the right cherry seeds is a vital step in the journey of growing cherry trees. To start, one must consider the specific variety that suits their climate and soil conditions. Sweet cherry varieties, for instance, are better suited for warmer, drier regions, while sour cherry varieties can tolerate colder climates and a wider range of soil types. It's also worth noting that different varieties have different growth habits and space requirements, which should align with the available garden space. When acquiring cherry seeds, quality is key. Seeds can be sourced from ripe cherries, but remember, they may not produce fruit identical to their parent due to genetic variability. Purchasing seeds or seedlings from a reputable nursery or seed supplier can offer a more predictable outcome and a wider variety of choices. These suppliers can also provide valuable information on the characteristics and care requirements of different cherry varieties. Once the variety is chosen, understanding the specific needs of the chosen cherry type is crucial. Some cherry seeds require stratification, a process of exposing them to cold temperatures for a certain period to simulate winter conditions. This process breaks the seed's dormancy and promotes germination. The stratification period can vary based on the cherry type and should be researched and followed as per the specific variety's requirements. Additionally, potential growers should be aware of the pollination needs of their chosen variety. While some cherry varieties are self-pollinating, others require cross-pollination to bear fruit. This means planting another cherry variety nearby for successful fruit production. It is advisable to check the pollination requirements of the cherry variety you choose to ensure a fruitful harvest. Determining the optimal time to plant cherry seeds is a crucial step in ensuring successful germination and growth. Generally, the best time for planting cherry seeds is in the fall, after the seeds have undergone stratification, if necessary. Planting in the fall allows the seeds to experience natural winter conditions, which can be essential for breaking dormancy and stimulating spring germination. For gardeners in regions with mild winters, if stratification is required, seeds can be artificially stratified in a refrigerator before planting. This process usually involves placing the seeds in a moist medium like sand or peat moss and refrigerating them for a recommended period, which can range from a few weeks to several months, depending on the cherry variety. If planting in regions with harsh winter conditions, it is advisable to wait until the threat of the harshest frost has passed in early spring. This timing helps protect the delicate seedlings from extreme cold that could damage or kill them. However, ensure the seeds still get enough cold exposure either naturally or through artificial stratification. Soil temperature is also a key factor to consider when planting cherry seeds. A soil temperature consistently above 45 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius, is conducive for cherry seed germination. Using a soil thermometer can be helpful to determine the right planting time based on soil temperature. For those opting to start their cherry seeds indoors, planting can begin in late winter or early spring. This gives the seedlings a head start and protects them from any unpredictable late-season frosts. Once the seedlings have grown strong enough and the outdoor conditions are favorable, they can be transplanted outside. Preparing the ground for planting cherry seeds is an important step to ensure the health and growth of the future cherry trees. The first aspect to consider is the soil. Cherry trees prefer well-drained soil that is rich in organic matter. To prepare the soil, incorporate compost or aged manure into the planting area a few weeks before planting. This improves soil fertility and drainage, essential for healthy root development. Soil pH also plays a critical role. Cherries typically thrive in soil with a pH between 6.0 and 7.0. If unsure about the soil pH, conducting a soil test can provide valuable insights. Amendments like lime or sulfur can be added to adjust the pH to the desired level. Choosing the right location for planting is equally crucial. Cherry trees need a spot that receives full sun, meaning at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. This exposure is vital for optimal fruit production and overall health of the tree. Additionally, ensure the selected location is shielded from strong winds, which can damage the tree and its blossoms. When it comes to planting depth for cherry seeds, it should be about 2 times the diameter of the seed. A general rule is to plant the seeds about half an inch to 1 inch deep. Proper spacing is also important, especially if planting multiple seeds. They should be spaced about 12 to 18 inches apart to provide enough room for growth. Watering the soil before planting can ease the process. The soil should be moist but not waterlogged. After placing the seeds in the prepared holes, cover them gently with soil and water lightly to settle the soil around the seeds. This initial watering is critical to ensure good seed-to-soil contact and promote germination. Finally, a layer of mulch can be added around the planting area. Mulch helps to retain soil moisture, regulate soil temperature, and reduce the growth of weeds. A layer of organic mulch, like straw or wood chips, can be particularly beneficial. Planting cherry seeds is a process that requires attention to detail to ensure successful germination and growth. After preparing the soil and choosing the right location, the next step is the actual planting of the seeds. Begin by making small holes in the prepared soil, adhering to the recommended depth of half an inch to 1 inch. This depth is ideal for cherry seeds, allowing them sufficient coverage without being too deep for the emerging seedlings to reach the surface. Place each seed into its own hole, ensuring they are spaced about 12 to 18 inches apart. This spacing is important to prevent overcrowding and to provide ample space for each seedling to grow and develop a healthy root system. Once the seeds are in place, cover them gently with soil. Take care not to compress the soil too heavily, as this can hinder the seedling's ability to break through the surface. After covering the seeds, the next critical step is watering. Water the planted area thoroughly but gently to avoid disturbing the seeds. This initial watering is crucial as it helps to settle the soil around the seeds, ensuring good contact and providing the necessary moisture for germination. In the weeks following planting, it is important to maintain consistent soil moisture. The soil should be kept evenly moist but not waterlogged. Overwatering can lead to issues such as rot, while underwatering can hinder germination. Monitoring the soil moisture regularly and adjusting your watering accordingly is key to the seed's successful germination. Protection of the seeds during this early stage is also important. In areas where birds or other wildlife may disturb the seeds, consider using a light netting or protective cover to safeguard them. However, ensure that there's enough room under the cover for the seedlings to grow and that it allows light and water to reach the soil. Once the soil and location are prepared, it's time to plant the cherry seeds. Begin by creating small holes in the soil, each about half an inch to 1 inch deep. This depth is optimal for cherry seeds, as it allows enough coverage for moisture retention while still being shallow enough for the emerging seedlings. Place a seed in each hole, taking care to space them approximately 12 to 18 inches apart. This spacing prevents overcrowding and ensures each plant has enough room to develop a robust root system. After placing the seeds, cover them gently with soil. Avoid compressing the soil too much, as this can make it difficult for the seedlings to break through the surface. Once the seeds are covered, the next essential step is watering. Water the area thoroughly yet gently to avoid disturbing the seeds. This initial watering helps settle the soil around the seeds, promoting good soil-to-seed contact and providing the moisture needed for germination. In the following weeks, maintaining a consistent soil moisture level is crucial. The soil should be kept evenly moist, but avoid waterlogging, as this can cause the seeds to rot. Conversely, insufficient watering can impede germination. Regularly check the soil moisture and water accordingly. Protection is also important during this early stage. In areas prone to wildlife or bird interference, consider using a light netting or protective covering over the planting area. This should be done in a way that doesn't restrict the seedling's growth and allows sunlight and water to penetrate. Remember, patience is key when it comes to germination. Cherry seeds can take several weeks to germinate, so don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep monitoring and caring for the soil, ensuring it remains moist and protected. Protecting cherry trees from pests and diseases is an integral part of their care. As cherry trees grow, they can become susceptible to a variety of issues, but with proper attention and preventive measures, these can be effectively managed. The most common pests affecting cherry trees include aphids, spider mites, and cherry fruit flies. Aphids and spider mites can weaken the tree by feeding on the sap, while cherry fruit flies lay eggs in the developing fruit. Regular inspection of the trees for these pests is crucial. If pests are detected, a range of treatments can be used, from organic solutions like neem oil or insecticidal soap to more conventional insecticides. However, it's important to use these treatments responsibly, following the guidelines for application and considering the impact on beneficial insects and the environment. Diseases like powdery mildew, cherry leaf spot, and bacterial canker can also pose threats. Powdery mildew presents as a white, powdery coating on leaves, while cherry leaf spot results in small, red spots on leaf surfaces. Bacterial canker causes gum to exude from the bark. To manage these diseases, good cultural practices are key. This includes proper spacing of trees for air circulation, avoiding overhead watering to keep leaves dry, and removing any fallen leaves or diseased branches to reduce the spread of spores. Pruning plays a significant role in disease prevention. By pruning correctly, gardeners can improve air circulation within the tree canopy, which helps to reduce the humidity that many diseases thrive in. Pruning should be done in late winter or early spring when the tree is dormant. In addition to these measures, promoting overall tree health is essential for disease and pest resistance. This means providing the trees with proper nutrition, water, and sunlight. Healthy trees are better equipped to withstand pest and disease pressures. Harvesting cherries is a rewarding experience, marking the culmination of months of careful cultivation. The key to successful harvesting lies in timing and technique. Cherries are typically ready to harvest in late spring or early summer, but this can vary depending on the variety and local climate conditions. It's important to know the signs of ripeness to ensure the best flavor and quality of the fruit. Ripe cherries have a deep, uniform color and a slightly soft texture. The specific color can vary from bright red to dark burgundy, depending on the variety. One reliable indicator of ripeness is the ease with which the fruit comes off the stem. A ripe cherry will detach easily with a gentle tug. If the cherries are still firm and difficult to pick, they likely need more time to ripen. When harvesting, handle the cherries gently to avoid bruising the delicate fruit. It's advisable to pick cherries with the stem attached, as this prolongs their shelf life. Use a basket or container to collect the cherries, and avoid overfilling, as the weight of the cherries on top can crush those underneath. Harvest time also provides an opportunity to assess the overall health of the cherry tree. While picking, take note of any signs of disease or pest damage. This observation can inform post-harvest care and preparations for the next growing season. Once harvested, cherries should be cooled as soon as possible to maintain their quality. If not consumed immediately, store them in a cool, dry place or refrigerate them. Refrigerated cherries can last up to a week. However, be aware that washing cherries before storage can lead to quicker spoilage due to excess moisture. It's best to wash them just before eating or using them in recipes. Storing cherries properly and avoiding common mistakes in their cultivation are key to enjoying the fruits of your labor for a longer time. After harvesting, cherries have a relatively short shelf life, so understanding how to store them effectively is essential. To begin, sort through the harvested cherries and remove any damaged or overripe fruit, as these can cause the others to spoil more quickly. For optimal storage, place cherries in a shallow container to avoid crushing and store them in the refrigerator. This can extend their freshness for up to a week. It's important to keep them unwashed in storage. Moisture can promote mold growth. Only wash cherries just before consumption. In terms of cultivation, there are common mistakes that can hinder the growth and productivity of cherry trees. One significant error is improper watering. Both overwatering and underwatering can lead to problems. Overwatering can cause root rot and other fungal diseases, while underwatering, especially during the fruiting stage, can stress the plant and affect fruit development. To avoid these issues, maintain a consistent watering schedule, adjusting based on weather conditions and the tree's growth stage. Another common mistake is neglecting pruning. Pruning is essential for maintaining the health and structure of the cherry tree. It encourages air circulation, reduces disease risk, and helps in producing better quality fruit. However, incorrect pruning can harm the tree. It's important to learn the proper pruning techniques for cherry trees and to carry them out at the right time of year, usually in late winter or early spring. Lastly, not addressing pests and diseases promptly can lead to severe damage to cherry trees. Regular monitoring for signs of pests and diseases and taking immediate action when problems are spotted can prevent larger infestations and outbreaks. Successfully planting, growing, and harvesting cherry trees requires attention to detail and careful cultivation practices. By following the guidelines outlined in this video, you can embark on a rewarding journey of cherry cultivation, from selecting the right seeds to enjoying a bountiful harvest. Remember to provide adequate sunlight, water, and nutrients, protect against pests and diseases, and practice proper harvesting and storage techniques. With dedication and patience, you can cultivate healthy, productive cherry trees and savor the delicious fruits they bear. Happy gardening!